This is your sign. You are the universe becoming aware of itself. Hi, welcome back to Sweet Infinity. My name is Kieran, and I'm here to do a 30-day mission where I'm reading a spread from one of my tarot decks or one of my oracle decks and doing a reading for you, and I hope that it resonates for you. Today I'm going to be reading from the DreamKeepers Tarot Deck. This is a deck I got for my birthday last year. Thank you to the person who gave me that. This is by Liz Huston, Huston, the DreamKeepers Tarot. It's a nice big sized box. You open it like this. Comes with a deck and a book. Pretty large sized guidebook that has detailed explanations of each card. And the cards come seated inside of this little box. The cards are pretty decent, thick and glossy. And the artwork is very classical, but at the same time very surreal. There are some adult-friendly images that I won't show here. So you might want to be careful and not use these cards if you're going to be reading for kids. But it's a beautiful imagery, very surrealist and otherworldly, dreamy, but at the same time very classical, has a sort of Renaissance look to it. So I'm going to shuffle and pick some cards and we'll get started. I hope that you are having an excellent day, week, month, and I hope that you are able to leave a comment here. Say hello. Tell me if you read tarot, what are some of your favorite decks? I might have them because I have a huge collection now since I've been collecting them for 2 decades. And I would love to hear from you anyway. And if you can, please subscribe and hit the little like icon with the thumbs up and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I put out a new video. And if you would like, you can please share this video too. That would be great. Just post it wherever you like to hang out. Okay, so I'm going to pick several cards and see what comes up. The King of Wands. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. Then we have the Hanged Woman. And the Page of Wands. And we have the Four of Wands. So we have a bunch of wands in here. Wands are the fire suit, and they tend to relate to things like creativity, new business ventures, new projects, things like that. So these are the cards that we have. Okay, so I'm going to read for each card a description from the booklet, and then we'll proceed from there. First, we have the King of Wands. Self-confidence, leader, commanding an atmosphere of daring expression. Swathed in the spotlight, this achievement-oriented, dapper-looking gentleman asserts his presence as the consummate artiste. Holding his palette and brush, he looks through the unique set of spectacles at the world around him, poised to take on a new subject. He is perpetually captured by curiosity and is prodigious in his pursuit. Ever the charismatic innovator, this king inspires those around him to enthusiastically join in his work. He is a visionary leader with excellent communication skills, which is a great boon in seeing his creative visions through to completion. He is passionate about his projects and adept at managing the many moving parts of any project. The King of Wands knows how to get things done through thoughtful delegation, with a knack for matching the right tasks with just the right minds and just the right hands. Of course, this kind of energy is not without difficulties. Any King of Wands you come across is a powerful person of a fiery disposition who burns rather brightly. They could be a helpful partner or mentor if you are willing to play by their rules, without exception. Next we have the Three of Pentacles, working with others towards a mutual goal. 2 figures stand in a calm river, which symbolizes the creative power of nature and the flow of time. These 2 share a common vision, as illustrated by the captured moon in the jar they both hold. The moon herself is in the waxing phase, an auspicious time for new beginnings and conceptualizing ideas. The figures are headless save for their reflections. Giant blue morpho butterflies rest on their backs, indicating the work they are engaged in is of body and soul, not necessarily of mind. They are guided in the creation process by a much larger, perhaps even epic, picture. So, the Three of Pentacles is basically about teamwork. Next we have the Hanged Woman, and I'm going to cover up part of this card. The Hanged Woman, surrendering to the unknown, sacrifices initiating revelation and the breaking of old patterns. A woman dangles from a tree branch, her inverted position held in place by a string of delicate webs woven around her toes. Her body, wrapped in a thin white veil, calls to mind the white flag of surrender and suggests her acquiescence to the situation. Her legs form the shape of an inverted 4, which is a practical number that represents the grounded nature of things. Symbolically, the position of her legs brings a sense of centeredness to the scene, a most vital quality for Our Lady in order to keep her balance as she quietly hangs suspended. Situations often arise in life that test our problem-solving abilities, and sometimes there is no resolution to these problems. We find ourselves at an impasse with no obvious escape. We cannot push the river or manipulate the circumstances. We cannot impose our will nor present our case. This is the ideal moment when surrender is called for. So the Hanged Woman or the Hanged Man or the Hanged Person in the tarot deck generally stands for changing your perspective and surrendering to a higher force, a higher being, a higher energy, to God. For lack of a better term, you can call it nature, source, God. It's about surrendering and letting things be, letting go of control. Okay, let's read about the Page of Wands next. An enthusiastic personality with a message of inspiration. In an airy, radiant landscape, a bold young lady plays her song for all to hear. The soft light that illuminates the atmosphere gives a sense of well-being, and the yellow tones in the sky suggest optimistic feelings of hope, happiness, and wisdom. Marigolds, also called the herb of the sun, have a rich symbolism representing passion, creativity, and bravery. They are also a symbol of remembrance in the Mexican celebration of Dia de los Muertos, where the vibrant color of the flowers guide the beloved ancestral spirits to their altars for reverence and communication. In India, they are the flowers of celebration. Pages are associated with youth, and the personality of the Page of Wands is full of life and youthful vitality, a free spirit who possesses a daring heart and creative mind. They take chances and express themselves with wild abandon. This personality type thrives in having the freedom to do as their whims and ideas decree, and feels most at home in the fresh excitement of a new curiosity. They follow the inclinations of their spirit to what intrigues them and trust what sets their soul aflame. Many of their interests were first sparked at a young age, and they explore them throughout their lives without apology. The spirit of creative expression constantly beckons them, whether it's through painting, photography, dance, creative writing, cooking, design, travel, or something else. It reminds us that when we explore, express, and feed our passions in turn feed us. It is a symbiotic relationship of growth and expansion, creativity and expression. And last but not least, we have Four of Wands. The welcome arrival of someone or something long awaited. In a woodland area, we see a haven of refuge and two tree-dwelling spirits known as dryads, specifically hamadryads, who reside there. In Greek mythology, these intelligent, shy, and good-spirited nature spirits were revered and respected. They each made their home in specific trees with a special fondness for oak trees. Hamadryads were supernaturally long-lived, but not immortal. Their wellness and quality of life was deeply tied to their homes and the health and well-being of their tree homes. In this scene, the two spirits greet each other with great feeling, maybe a little sass and excitement too, but overall we get the sense of an enthusiastic welcoming. The Four of Wands represents the arrival and celebration of something or someone long awaited. This could be the coming of a romance, a beloved friend or companion, or the return of the weary traveler. It might also represent the completion of an initiation phase, task, project, or undertaking. It can signify a gathering or party, especially one that celebrates the completion of an initiatory phase. It is irrefutably a positive card, one of harmony, coming back to your roots, and of things coming full circle. So if we take these 5 cards all together, let's see what kind of story they tell us. The King of Wands was first. And the King of Wands is very dedicated to his craft. And it doesn't have to be a man. It can be a woman, a girl, a young person, a young boy, a non-binary person, however it works out. These are not gendered cards. They can represent all kinds of energies that anybody can have. The King of Wands is about reaching a level of self-confidence about your craft, your talents, your skills, being able to say, this is something that I do. I am an artist. I am a writer. I am a painter. I am a photographer. To be able to reach a certain level of confidence in your work and mastery in your craft. That's what the King of Wands is about, because the Wands are all about creativity and starting something new, starting a new venture. So the King is the highest card in that suit, which means it's the culmination, it's the mastery of that particular suit's qualities. This is the artist or skilled tradesperson who is just at the top of their game and knows that they are. Of course, that is followed by several other cards, but the one I find most interesting is the Hanged One, the Hanged Woman in this case. In some decks it's Hanged Man, in some decks it's Hanged One. The idea is that maybe the King of Wands has gotten a little bit stuck in his ways. Maybe he had a bestseller or something like that, and it's expected of him to basically stay in the same genre or produce the same kind of work. He needs a change of perspective, I think. That's what I'm getting out of this. This is about losing control. This is about having control. So on some level, this King of Wands is kind of craving a little bit of that improv, new artist energy, the improviser. And I feel like that's what this is, because the hanged person, the hanged one, is about surrendering to God or to your inner intuitor, the intuitive side of you. We also have in here the Page of Wands, which is sort of a younger version of the King of Wands. So the Page of Wands is the earlier student version of the king. And so the king wants to return to that kind of phase of his life. He wants to be the page again, I think, on some level. He needs this perspective shift. So he's seeking something that'll change his perspective and make him feel like that new person, the young person with all the possibilities in front of him. And maybe he doesn't really know how to get there because there's so much specific kind of stuff expected from him now. That happens when you're an artist of any kind. The other two cards that came up are the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. And in both of them, there's two characters. They're happy to see each other. One of them, in one card, they're holding the moon in a jar together. And in this one, they seem to be about to hug or something. They're playful. And so there's this collaborative, friendly, cooperative energy here, which is interesting. Specifically, the Three of Pentacles is very much about making a team, building a team, having collaborators, and sort of, when things just work together because everybody has a perfect balance of skills and abilities and things that you can do that I can't do and I can do that you can't do, and we complement each other. That way of having that sort of synergy, what they call synergy in the business world, which is rare. That's what this represents, the best of that, the best kind of teamwork. That's what this is. And then this is about finding something that you thought you lost and something coming back, and the celebration and the feeling of reunion, someone you had lost coming back, or someone you haven't been in touch with in a long time reconnecting with you, looking you up on Facebook or whatever. So what I'm seeing is that there's some aspect of life in which you may consider yourself to have accomplished something, some kind of mastery, but maybe you are no longer really enjoying it like you used to when you were a page, when you were young and enthusiastic. I think your best bet is to work with others. This one could be also you reconnecting with that part of you, the earlier magical, passionate part of your talent, of your skills. And this is about creating the perfect dream. There might be things that you can outsource, or you can find people who like to do the things that you don't like to do, or you can find a way to delegate some of what you do to people who could use that work, who could use a job, who are looking to collaborate, whatever it is. But instead of keeping it all to yourself, you can learn to collaborate, and it will enrich your life. It will enrich the other person's life. It will allow you to dedicate your time to do things that will change your perspective, that you can hang upside down, take a trip, lock yourself in a room and just paint for a weekend, whatever, and rediscover the part of you that got into this in the first place because you love to do it. You love to do that thing that you are doing. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you are a nurse. Maybe you are taking care of children. Maybe you're a teacher. This doesn't have to be necessarily art and crafts. Your life is a craft. All lives are pieces of art, if you want to think about it that way. So it's a matter of, are you actively taking part in creating that art, in shaping it and molding it? I mean, we all have a certain set of things that we're given, but at the end of the day, we get to still paint on the canvas of life to some extent. So whatever it is that you are really good at doing, you may want to mix things up and find a way to flip your perspective again, get back in touch with the more earlier version of you that had the real motivation to get going. Figure out what it is that you wanted to do this for. Why did you want to do this? What was the original reason? Were you just looking for fame or prestige? Or was there a deeper reason in terms of you wanting to make some kind of difference? Put something out there that isn't already out there? Express something that you have felt or experienced? Those are the things that motivates the page. So if you've reached a level of success that has now just gotten monotonous for you, find a way to break through that, to change your perspective. Go bungee jumping. That's literally the hanged person. Literally, you can go bungee jumping and it will change your perspective. I mean, I'm not suggesting you do that if you don't want to, but that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Something that takes you out of your comfort zone and allows you to reconnect with the part of you that is not always in control. You can get the magic back. I hope that this has been useful for you. I would love to hear from you. What is it that you do that you're so good at that you almost forgot why you started doing it? I would love to get to know you, so please leave me a comment down below. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little notification bell. And come back, I'll do another reading for you. In the meantime, and always, take care of yourself and take care of each other.